Welcome to Cognos 11. In this video, we'll build a simple report. From the Welcome page, in the bottom left-hand corner, we'll click New and Report. IBM gives us some options for templates and themes, which are optional. We're going to go with a blank report and click OK in the bottom right-hand corner. In this left-hand column, we're going to click the button Select Source. Normally, I would click into the Production Data Warehouse and click Open, telling Cognos that I want to build a report using production. For this demonstration, I want to use a training database that has fake student data. You can see on the left-hand column, it loads in the data from the data warehouse, which is organized in folders and subfolders. Today we're going to build a report using the registration information class roster to build a class roster report. In the middle of the screen, this is our palette. We're going to click this plus and tell Cognos that we want to build a simple list, which is like a spreadsheet with columns and rows. We're going to get this dialog box asking us what we want to name the list. We're just going to leave the default and click OK. We're going to go over to our data warehouse and expand our registration information class roster folder. We need to do two basic things to build a report. We need to add fields, and we need to filter the data so we're only seeing what we want. First, I'm going to go through and add fields to the report, and then I'm going to go back and filter. So I'm going to expand this section information folder, section terms folder, academic term folder. I'm going to double click on term code, which is added to the report. I'm going to go into sections. I'm going to double click subject code, course number. I'm going to go into section, add the CRN and the course sequence. I'm going to add some student data, like V number, last name, and first name. You'll notice in this registration information class roster folder, there's this registration hours entry with a little asterisk at the end. The way that the data is organized in the data warehouse, in order to get good data, we need to pull a value from the folder with the asterisk. I'm going to go in and pull credit hours. This ties together the student information with the course information in this area. That's all the information we're going to add to the report itself. Now let's go apply some filters. As I said, I'm just going to go back through. So I'm going to go into section information, section terms. I'm going to go back to the academic term and the term code field that I added before. Instead of double clicking on it, I'm going to right click on it, which brings up this pop-up menu. I'm going to go to filter for report, which is going to open a dialog box. Now, term code in the warehouse is a number, so Cognos automatically wants to do some sort of numerical comparison, like greater than or less than. I want a specific term code, so I'm going to go to this individual tab. Then Cognos brings up a list of all the term codes that are available for us to filter on. I'm going to search in this box here for 2015 and select 2015-01 for fall 2015. It'll move that value to the right-hand side under Keep These Values, and then click OK. So my report is now filtered by 2015-01. I also want to filter by subject and course number. So I'm going to right click on subject code. I'm going to search for CS for computer science courses. Select it and click OK. I'll also filter by course number by doing the same thing. Right click, filter for report. I'm going to search for course 123. I'm going to select it, move it to keep these values, and click OK. For this demo, I'm also going to filter by course sequence because I know two specific courses have fake student data in them, 001 and 002. So I'm going to filter by that. So now I want to see what my report is going to look like. In the upper right hand corner of the screen, you can see page design. If I click on that, it's a drop down menu. I can go to page preview. Cognos will render the report directly in the browser. So this is a class roster for CS123 for fall of 2015 for two different CRNs. Another way we can filter on a report is to select directly in the data here. So if I click on this one CRN, 11037, highlight that value, in our toolbar up above, there's a filter button. If I click on that, I can select the option to include 11037. And I have a new filter applied, so I'm only looking at one course. So I go over and highlight the last name column by clicking on one of the names. I can sort by student name. Highlight the column, go to the sort button up top, go to sort ascending. I have an alphabetized list. If I want to get a count of the number of students in this course, I can click the summation button, select count. Cognos is going to add a count to the bottom of the report, which I need to use the page down button to get to. There are 44 students in this course. I can export this report out to Excel by clicking the play button in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Go to Run to Excel. I can also save this report for future use by clicking the Save button. I can go to My Content, save it as a class roster for CS123. I can go and run that later, which I'll show you how to get to in just a moment. Once I open it up later and I want to change it for maybe another course or another term, this filter button that we used earlier, I can click on that and go to Edit Filters. I can see exactly what we filtered by. And I can modify these. So I can go into the subject code and pull a different course. I can pull art instead of computer science. Now to find this report later on, from home, I can go to My Content. And there's my report. I can click on it to run it. Or over here on the right, there's an ellipsis. I can click on ellipsis and say Edit Report. And make any changes that I want.